The sky had turned violet, like a bruise stretched across the horizon. Pinky opened her eyes and found herself surrounded by swirling shadows and faint echoes of cries in the wind. Where was she? The last thing she remembered was a melody, soft and haunting, that drew her in like a siren's call. "Run!" someone shouted in the distance. She turned to see Kiki, her face streaked with ash, pulling BOUBA by the arm. Behind them, a massive dark mist crept like liquid smoke, swallowing everything in its path. Pinky stood frozen until BOUBA's scream jolted her back to her senses. This wasn't their world anymore. It had changed, corrupted. Somewhere between music and memory, something or someone had rewritten reality. "That thing, it's Tox," Kiki panted, hiding behind an upturned tree. "He's absorbing everyone's energy and using it to control them." "He used to be our friend," BOUBA added, voice trembling. "But he's not the same, not after Sulfur disappeared." Pinky clenched her fists. Sulfur, the gentle mentor of their group, had been missing since the last performance. No one knew what had happened until now. From the darkness, a figure stepped forward, face twisted in agony, a single crimson eye glowing. "Tox. Join me or fade," he said. "Music is power, and I will never lose anyone again." The group scattered. Pinky found herself in a strange cavern lined with glowing runes and a mysterious coffer in the center. She heard whispers, voices offering her power, beauty, identity, a way to restore everyone's faces, their true selves. "Don't listen," Kiki warned, arriving just behind her. "It's a trap." But Pinky, tired of running, reached for it. In an instant, a surge of energy burst from the coffer. The shadows howled and the cavern shuddered. "What have you done?" BOUBA cried. A wave of darkness expanded outward, overtaking nearby forests and towns. The coffer hadn't saved them. It had awakened something ancient. In the chaos, Black stumbled upon a discarded hat, embroidered with arcane symbols. He placed it on without thinking. The effect was immediate. "I feel powerful," he whispered, but his eyes turned cold. The group watched in horror as Black attacked shadow creatures with dark magic, but also lashed out at friends. Pinky, guilt-ridden, tried to stop him. "That hat is changing you. This isn't who you are." "Maybe this is who I was meant to be," Black replied. "No more weakness, no more pretending." Amid the fractures of loyalty and fear, a new figure emerged, Aqua, cool, calm, with frost lining her footsteps. Her heartbreak, born from deception and emotional manipulation, had turned into a freezing fury. She unleashed storms against friend and foe alike. "You used me," she accused Rad, who had pretended to like her to avoid the cold. "It started as a trick," Rad admitted, "but it became real. I care for you." But her pain was too deep. She summoned a winter cyclone, threatening to wipe everything clean. It was then Tox returned. But this time Sulfur was with him, barely breathing but alive. "Stop," Sulfur croaked. "This was never the way." Tox froze. "You're trying to save me," Sulfur said, touching his arm, "but look what you've become." The shadows began to recede. In one final clash, Pinky, Kiki, BOUBA, and Rad stood against Black, still possessed by the cursed hat, and Tox on the brink of collapse. "You think your friendship can undo all of this?" Black roared. "No," Pinky said, "but it can start something new." Together, they played the melody from their first concert, the one that brought them together. Light returned, the curse shattered, the coffer cracked and released a burst of energy, restoring the world bit by bit. Mr. Fan Computer, once thought corrupted, rebooted himself. System restored. Welcome back, friends. Even Aqua, Heart thought, extended a hand to Rad. "Maybe we start over?" Rad smiled, handing her a melting ice cream. "No tricks this time." The story ended not with a battle, but a concert. The Sprunki played for a crowd of friends, old and new. No masks, no shadows, just music and the truth. As the final note rang out, Pinky turned to the audience and said, "In the end, we were never fighting monsters. We were fighting our fear of being known." And with that, the world sang back.